Alright, man. You play until you lose your guitar pick and it's gone. So anyway, welcome to another video. I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko, and I will be your captain for today's flight. Once I find my guitar pick, which I just did. So, welcome to another video, everybody. And today is going to be another flight in the United States, and with the Boeing 737-600 by PMDG. We'll be flying from Springfield to St. Louis. It's going to be like a 47-minute airtime flight, something like that. So we're here, parked here at the Springfield-Branson National Airport, and then we'll be heading off to St. Louis Downtown Airport, both of them in the United States of America. So let's get into action. Get rid of all the clutter there. Alright. So here's our little plane. Totally forgot to set the camera speed, which I usually have rather low so it won't shoot all the place. So we are parked at the gate. This airport has just basically this little bit here for airliners, and the rest of the airport, I don't know what it's used for. It looks to be used for something else. But here we are in the United Airlines livery. This is also one of the liveries that comes standard with the package if you buy this, the 737-600 by PMDG. So this is old school style livery. I believe it was from 1999, but I am not 100% certain. So let's hop onto the flight deck. Let's get the aircraft started up, so batteries go on, and the IRS, and we turn on the little timer thingy there as well. Should have ground power, so we can turn on the ground power from panel lights in the overhead. Whoops. Yeah, logo lights and anti-collision lights as well. Not really sure about our gate number 37, so let's just give that a shot. Let's request boarding in the meantime. And anything, well, American Airlines would do. So 37. It is not in database. Let's say anything on here maybe. Here it could be 2468. Let's give that a shot. It is not in database. And what do we have here? It doesn't say anything. And let's go to airports. Let's see. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Yeah, both please.
Crew boarding started.
We're using a real time and real weather, KSGF and the Aerosoft simple traffic tool. for a little bit more of immersion. Right, so let's activate our route and execute. Now we do not have departures and arrivals, I believe. This will be a very simple route. Cost index 47, cruising 230, wind 258023. Any fuel 4.8, final reserves 2.2. So direct to the Victor India Hotel VOR, and then basically direct to the airport. So out of runway 20 for runway 30 left. So that's ILS 30 left, 30 left. And there's no arrival. Execute. So this will be our flight plan. So we'll probably go straight to Ebopi. But we can have a look at that in a little bit. So Ebop, Igor, let's have a look at the charts. So the destination airport, St. Louis Downtown Airport. If you go to the approach chart for 30 left, put the pin in there, and we open the chart and let's have a look. So there's Ebopi. It's the initial approach fix. So that is cutting it really short. There is the toy VOR. That would take you, could take it straight to Ebopi. I know for some reason they seem to like it. That is 7 miles after Ebopi, so let's just do it then. Okay, I'm good. Ebopi. And Ebopi 2200. So that's going to be interesting. So Ebopi can go straight there, execute. So we'll just go direct to Victor India Hotel and then to Ebopi. So runway 30 left, let's also make a fix now that we're here. So Arkady at 2,100 feet. 4.8 nautical miles. So 4.8 and the let's see, heading will be 122. So 122 4.8. To 4.8, and we'll also add 122 20 a little further out. So we'll have 2 range links on there and then 1 extended runway central line. So that will be the setup there. Init ref, routes, we got that. Perf init. Looks like 10.6, looks like the fuel units again are like on some default kind of setting. So like per delivery, it looks like it's doing these things. So PMDG setup, aircraft displays, and then it's the last page, and we want metric units, metric or imperial. And there might have been another thing. Let's see here. Yeah, let's get ourselves some eyebrow windows. What do you say?
May I see your boarding pass?
So I'm guessing that might be. Let's see. This is the Honeywell. Yeah, let's use the Honeywell. I like it. Level, auto land, auto alarm. Next page, double D rate, company cost index.
Boarding pass, please. Welcome on board.
No, that's okay. And can we get the optional equipment?
Good afternoon.
Eyebrow windows, yes. Pretty cool.
Hello?
And then I'm also guessing maybe for the
This way.
let's see, for the parking brake. Go options, simulation.
Hello.
Parking brake realistic. Okay, that's cool.
Welcome on board.
So I guess that bit is set up now.
This way.
Right, so we got fuel now, 4.8. So we had 4.8.
May I see your boarding pass?
Reserves was 2.2. Why is it doing that? 2.2. Let's see reserves. Cost index. I forget, 47. 47.
Good afternoon.
Oops, it's the wrong button here. What the hell was this? Oh,
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
cruising 230.
Good afternoon.
Cruise wind was 258. 023.
Hello. This way.
We need to execute this. And one limit.
This way.
So runway 20. So the wind 20023. So runway 20 was good for us. Runway length 69ers. So take off 52 degrees.
Hello.
82.4. This gives us 81.7. Flap 1. And then 125, 126, 127.
Hello.
Flaps 1. We do get the same V speeds. And this was 7-9ers, 6-9ers. And that's that.
Welcome on board. Hello.
We're on standby or we're at transponder. It's good.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
So the aircraft now knows where it is. Let's go to the plan page.
This way.
So basically we go direct to Victor India Hotel. So here is the top of climb, here's the VOR, there's the top of descent. And then let's zoom in a little bit more.
Hello.
So then comes EBOP. So basically we'll just take a left turn from Ibopi to Icor. That's a 7 nautical mile distance.
Hello.
So if you wanted to, we could vector ourselves just a little further out, for instance. So like, we could maybe like, once we are almost at Ibopi, we follow the reciprocal, so heading 122. And then we vector ourselves around. We could try something like that. So our boarding has finished. And I guess we're pretty much good to go as well. We got the flight plan in. Let's turn on the APU. Yaw damper. Flight level 230. We are now at 1280. So 1250 will do. The APU is available. Let's switch over to APU generators. We'll turn on the APU bleed so we can start the engines in a little bit. And then we disconnect the ground power. See if we can remove the chocks maybe. Probably have to set our parking brakes. So there's always one door, is the, don't know which one that is. Alright, so taxi-wise, what do? We're taking runway 20. So we get out of here, so push back nose to the left, and then we get onto Foxtrot.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
You will cross runway 32. And then we'll take a right, so we get onto Foxtrot, cross runway 32, then we take a right from Foxtrot onto Delta. And then basically it's the first to the left, that's uniform. Usually it looks a lot bigger than it is really.
Locking gear.
So that was tail nose to the left.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Engine number 2. The N2 is starting. LNAV does not want to arm, so it does that sometimes. Let's get the runway heading. 199. Start up engine number 1.
Please set parking brakes. Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
So 109.1, 302. Zero 9.1. Let's confirm the good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
One 109.2. No, 109.1. 109.1, 109.1, 302, and 2012 feet. 200 feet radio altitude. We can do this when we're en route. So the engines are running. Turn off the engine start switch. And we turn on the main generators. We can turn off the APU now.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Oh, this is empty. Oh, that's funny. That's new. Alright, so flaps go to 1. And the auto brake to RTO. Turn on traffic. I don't see it. Taxi lights. Parking brakes released. Let's quickly set the trim. .3. We verify the takeoff speed. .3, 125, 126, 127. Takeoff speed checked. So yeah, this is my new 737-600. Nice and small. So this airplane definitely feels like it's having a slower turn rate or something. Like it's not as sensitive. Tends to like turn slowly, you know, like understeer, I guess. So Springfield. So I'm guessing this is where the Simpsons family lives. So we're crossing runway 32. I believe there was something about the steering in the CDU, somewhere in the menu. So, engines to idle, parking brake set. Well, let's go have a look. PMDG setup. Not really sure where and what it was called. Equipment, Honeywell wings level after takeoff. A whole bunch of callouts. I'd be interested to see the YOTEM. Oh, I messed it up. Where were we? Equipment. YOTEM gauge. I have no clue where it will be. That's this one. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yoke checklist, that would actually be nice. Let's turn that on. Window shades would be nice, why not? Okay, so that's not here. So then it might be under simulation. So this steering hardware type rudder only. So yeah, I'm not really sure if this is going to be a tiller plus a rudder or rudder only. I do not have a tiller, but what happens. If we look outside and then... Okay, so the rudder does work. That would make sense. Then I do not have a control for the tiller, but I'm thinking, wasn't it this one? This is not clickable. So let's try see what happens with this setting. Does this allow us to make turns at all? It does, but it looks like really slowly. That's pretty cool. Not that I would like to use it, but... Damn, that's really slow. Well, then at least I'm probably gonna be sort of happy when it's back to a rudder only. So it's just the aircraft. I don't know, maybe it's our speed, maybe I'm taxiing a little bit slow because it's a new aircraft and I'm afraid to crash it or something. So we'll take a left here. Let's try to start the turn a little bit early. And then the nose will definitely overshoot, look at that. And started to turn quite early, so yeah, you'll have to brake a little bit. And then it will sort of take a slightly sharper turn. Well, the flight controls appear to be working. Or at least the others. Alright, let's get the cabin crew ready. Cabin crew, get your asses in gear, we're going to take off. Right, so before takeoff, flaps, green light, stabilizer trim. Okay. So the flaps, green light, flaps are in the one position. We got the RTO selected. Let's turn on the T-gas. See if do we have LNAV? No, sorry, Bob. So let's turn on the landing lights. A little bit early, but hey. And turn on the strobe lights. Right, so let's start the timer. And let's go to St. Louis. gear, gear up. So I'm guessing we'll just can expect a very sharp turn to the left now. And I actually realized I set the runway heading instead of the heading to the first waypoint, the VOR, the Victor India Hotel. But that's okay. It's a beautiful little airplane. Let's see if LNAV is available. Looks like it. So now immediately the flight director starts guiding us to the left. Let's drop the nose a little bit. Let's see if we can just fly here on the instrument. See what that will feel like. So the flaps can come up. Okay, let's turn on the autopilot now. CMD on. Nav 1 LNAV VNAV speed. Our flaps are up. Let's check the after takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds to on. And the PACs to auto. We did not turn off the PACs, so the PACs should actually be on auto. The engine bleeds are on. Landing gear up and off, so the landing gear is up and it's off now. Let's also turn off the auto brake, it's not on our checklist though. Flaps up, no lights. And the flaps are in the up position, no lights, and the lever is up as well. You can turn off the runway turn off lights and the taxi lights now. We're still at about a 10-degree climb, nose at tilt. So usually at around 10,000 feet, the aircraft will start decreasing its climb rate a little bit. We're now at almost like 4,000 feet per minute. So who's a cute little airplane? Huh? Who's a cute little airplane? I am. Yes, that's right. Alright, 10,000 feet, the nose is lowering, the speed can now go above 250. Let's retract the landing lights and let the passengers roam free. Alright, so I'm curious to see what the top of descent is going to be looking like now. So 99 miles, so we do definitely have some cruising to be expected. passing transition altitude, so let's go to standard. The top of climb is almost there. Just a couple of more miles. That's 8.1 miles. So that's pretty close. I guess we can check our landing speed, or approach speed, 123 plus 5, so that's 128 knots, and it's now set, even the primary flight display. So 230, well, just to check if that number was correct. So we're on the way to the Victor India Hotel. That's about 60 miles or so. And then basically at some point we'll start the descent right after flying over the VOR. And we'll go straight down to 2,200 feet. So what if we change it to 2,200 feet instead of 2,200 or above? So what if we say 201? Would that change the top of descent? No. Alright, that's good. Because sometimes it might, you know, go 3 feet lower than you're flying right now, and it's gonna say, yeah, well, that's above 2,200, isn't it? So now let's say we're at 23,000 feet. The next waypoint we should be at or above 2,200 feet, and then the aircraft could simply say, well, I'm just going to descend and hold at 8,000 feet. But then you still have like 6,000 or 5,800 or whatever, you know, but to lose. And that will cost you a lot of, or gain you a lot of extra speed, and cost you a lot of efficiency and stability. I really like this old school livery, man. So we are 11 minutes into the flight. We're at cruising altitude. And we're like 7 minutes from the top of descent. So let's prepare. We set the altitude for 2,200. So at that point the aircraft will stop descending and hold the current altitude. Heading, let's set the heading back for 302 as well. And to go over our information again, so 302, let's start here. So the localizer, ICPS, 109.1. 109.1. 302 for the final approach course. And then A course, the glide slope, 2,012 feet, which is 1,600 feet above the ground. And we have put in actually 2,200. I believe that was in the, let's see, A course. We'll first go to EBO, but let's go straight to 2012. Well, 2,000. And then radio altitude, 200 feet. I don't think we set that. So radio, and we go to 200 feet. Airport elevation, we can put it on 400. It's for the pressurization system, so we put that to 400 feet for the landing altitude. And then finally the weather. Electronic flight bag, and here we'll get the weather. This was issue 28, 2053 Zulu. The time is now 21:18. So if there's like a 30-minute update, then we could maybe expect at least one update. This is still 2053. So the wind 230, 9 knots, gusting up to 21 knots. So that is quite windy. Advanced statute miles, visibility, broken clouds at 8,500 feet, overcast at 1,010, so flight level 110, what is it? At 11,000 feet, my apologies. 26 degrees centigrade, altimeter 29090. Let's set that. Altimeter 29090. Inch. That is pre-dialed. And our top of descent is now in 21 miles, 2121 Zulu, so that's in 2 minutes. So 230 degrees, and we'll be landing at 30 left. So it's a 70 degree crosswind. Oh wait, yeah, that's about, let's see. So 302, and the wind is from 230, I believe it was. 230. Yeah, so that'll be like a crosswind for sure. With some heavy gusting, so that's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see how that's going to work out. The tiny little airplane that we're in. But I'm confident that she'll do fine. So that will be the winds then. 9 knots gusting up to 21. So that's pretty much. Alright, so top of descent is here. 8 more miles, 1 more minute. We're now 60 minutes into the flight, so this is a very short little hop. So, standing by for the descent. We already set the altitude, the target altitude, 2,000 feet. That's basically where the ILS or the glide slope will start. So let's get our descent checklist. Pressurization is at landing altitude, which is 400 feet. We got that, check. And then what's next? Oops, let's not do that. Recall, let's check the recall. I'm not expecting anything, so recall checked as well. The auto brake, set it to, or no, let's go auto brake 1. Landing rate of VRAF minimums, so we got the minimums, 200 feet radio. We got 109.10, we double checked it. 302 is the approach course, the final approach course. We got it in both boxes, left and right. And we also have our VRAF speed, so 123 plus 5 is 128 knots with flaps fully down 40, but it doesn't say that, but that's what we said. Approach briefing is completed. Approach is really simple. We'll basically fly, we're descending now, and we'll basically fly to Ebopi. Let's see if I'm making any sense. So we're flying to Ebopi, that's still 70 miles. But we should be there at 2,000 feet. This will give us about 7 nautical miles to fully align with the localizer and then turn on the glide slope. And then see if we can manage our speed. So the weather report did say there were some clouds at 11,000 feet. Let's see if there is a updated version. No, not yet. So we have broken clouds 8,500, overcast 11,000 feet. So we're okay. We're a little bit high on the profile here. Let me zoom out a little bit more. Yeah. There you can see the vertical situation basically. So we'll fly to Ebopi. This is a little bit of an awkward angle. We could actually, maybe we should just use the vectoring a little bit. So right before Ebopi, we could take a right turn. We get into heading mode, and we go to the reciprocal of the runway heading, which is 122 degrees. So let's just do that. And if we want a little reminder, we can also do that. Like a visual, put in another fix around Ebopi. So you just click Ebopi to copy it into the scratch pad fix page. We've seen this before. You will put it in. And then for the radio, not really sure if that makes that. I don't think the radio doesn't matter too much. Well, basically our heading maybe, so 078. Nah, we can leave it empty. Let's say 20 miles. So /20, and I think it's going to give it some a random or at least some standard default radio 260. And the point is that this is now basically this is getting a little bit confusing. So let's delete the 20-mile radio ring from the runway because we don't really need that, especially now it's getting a little distracting. Alright, so it's a little bit better. So there's a little ring where the glide slope starts, and this is the ring for Ebopi. We just get in there just to be sure, because it does tend to get a little bit small sometimes on these little screens. So Ebopi has a 20-mile ring around it. Basically like a sort of a visual reminder, you know, like when we arrive, that we know we'll have to take a right turn. Not precisely there, but just so that we're aware, you know, like something like that. Because otherwise it might be a really close turn actually, like a tight turn. And I'll show you. As you can see there. So from Ebopi to Acor is 7 miles. But you can see the aircraft will not overfly it and then start turning, because that would cause it to sort of like completely overturn. So it's sort of going to anticipate, which means it's starting its turn basically at like 2/3. So not at 7 miles, but maybe like 4 miles or something, you know, which is basically like a minute to maybe lose some extra speed or whatever. So I think it's best if we if we just go back for ourselves a little bit there, so that we can assure a proper configuration and attitude. Okay, so let's go to standard pressure now, or from standard pressure to local pressure to 990. We're still okay on the profile. Let's see if there's a weather update. 1953 Zulu, still the same weather, 2990. Let's strap in the passengers now. And let's also turn on the landing lights. So a little bit high, so let's put in some drag. Look at the cute little plane, man. Good, cute little chubby girl. And I really like the old school livery, man. The United Airlines livery. And as I said, this livery comes with the package. So if you buy the 737-600, this is one of the liveries that you get. So 10,000 feet, speed 233. Let's get rid of the speed brakes for now. So basically we have checked our descent checklist, so up next will be the approach checklist to set the altimeters. We've basically already set the altimeters. We will keep on checking in the meantime, whenever we can, to see if there's an update. And then basically will be the landing checklist. We're not going to check it with the yellow thingy. Just a reminder that you put the engine start switches to continuous, relight speed brake armed, but we'll do this only when we're on final. Landing gear down, flaps down, and green lights. So we're basically pretty much configured. So here's the reminder of 20 miles from Ibopi. Again, getting ever so slightly a little bit high, so maybe we can do a little less speed brake. Let's see, is that possible using my mouse? It's a little bit awkward, I must say. So let's just go full speed brake. So at Ibopi, the speed should be 199, then at 8 core 128. So that's quite a lot of energy to lose, I think, in about 5 miles. And then there's 4 miles, 4.8. So 128 will be our final approach speed. So we'll definitely not make that at 8 core, I think. But we're now 230, so that's not too bad. We do have the speed brakes engaged though. So let's say we start our right turn like 10 nautical miles from Ibopi, or like 12 or something. So we can maybe like go to the fixed page and just change the 20 into 12. So once we're actually at the border, we'll just go heading 122, which is basically the reciprocal of the runway heading 302. Just to keep it nice and tidy. And doing that will also give us a little bit more time to decelerate. So a little bit high, speed brakes still aren't. So we're getting quite close to the airport actually. That's right there. Do not have a DME yet for the ILS. Could maybe be there. I cannot zoom in any further. Doesn't matter, we don't need to go there in a direct line anyway. So there's the runway. So basically we're tricking the aircraft now because it's thinking that we're going to, basically the vertical descent profile is simply following these track miles, right? They're now getting a little bit longer. So, I don't know, maybe at some stage we'll go to vertical speed or whatever. But let me retract the speed brake again. Alright, so we're about 12 miles now from Ebo. Actually here it says 9.2. So let's go heading mode for a little bit, so heading select, and then we start turning 122 degrees. We're still descending, so that's okay. Just buying ourselves a little bit more space and time. Excuse me.
2500.
So since we're still descending, we're actually, so we don't have to fly for too long like this. Let's maybe do altitude hold for a little bit here. You do not want to be too close to the ground, obviously. So let's get rid of that fix, so we declutter a little bit. So EVOP is gone. Let's turn on the runway turn-off lights, taxi lights, and we also start the APU. So this would be a little bit better than this turn, don't you think? A little bit nicer. So let's go for a left turn now. Let's see if we can get VNAV and LNAV. LNAV doesn't want to intercept quite yet. It's not on an intercept path. So we'll just keep on following the heading mode, but we are in vertical navigation. So let's take not on intercept heading. So we're below the glide slope, that's good. Let's go vertical speed and keep descending now to 2,000 feet. Let's go 1,000 feet per minute, 750, that's also good. Alright, are we LNAV? No, not yet. There we go, LNAV. Let's turn VNAV back on. So the aircraft immediately starts losing speed now. Let's arm the localizer. Captured, and we arm the glide slope. So localizer is captured. Not sure if they have a DME. We set them to, okay, let's see. And this is okay, holding at 2,000. So let's see if we can go speed intervent. Let's go 180 knots. Or maybe the first flap speed. That's a little bit lower. I don't think the runway has DME. Just ILS. Just a localizer, okay. So the 4.8 miles now from the runway. Let's drop the gear. And we may need some more flaps and need to lose some more speed. We're not captured by the localizer just yet. So the final approach speed will be 128 knots. Cabin crew will take your seats for landing. So we're on the glide slope, there's a runway in sight. There's the outer marker. So flaps full, speed 128 knots. So quickly get a wind check, see if they updated the weather. No. So we arm the speed brake. And we got the auto brake to 1,000 feet coming up, so let's stand by for manually flag the rest of the ILS. Let's disengage the autopilot in a little bit. Although it is actually nice having it on with this wind. Look at the wind. Maybe let's keep it on a little bit longer. This is definitely windy, man. Look at that. We can definitely add a little bit more speed with these winds. This is a really weird angle. What the hell is happening? We just turn off the autopilot, or just settle down ourselves. Got a little bit high now.
Sync rate.
I know I'm thinking at a way too fast rate, but you know. There's traffic on the runway, so we're just going to crash into them.
100.
50, 30, 20.
A little bit of an overflare. Let's try this again. A little bit of rudder. Oh, that's a very bumpy. That's a very bumpy touchdown. Alright, let's find the center line. Get the reverses out. Welcome to St. Louis, everybody. I hope you found your puking bags in the back. Let's do some toe braking as well. Oh, very efficient brakes. So look at the windsock, man. It's almost shredding to pieces. So yeah, this aircraft is definitely a little bit lighter than the 737-700 that I usually fly in the channel. So I think we just go straight. Okay, the auto brake can go back to off. The flaps can be retracted. Speed brakes as well. Turn off the landing lights. So very small little airport this. So very fitting for our little plane. With just driving around here with this airline, it almost feels like everybody's looking at us. I have no clue where to park, so we're just gonna take a left here and we'll settle down somewhere. So this one's definitely a little more sluggish. I did not expect, because the aircraft is supposed to be lighter, but she's definitely less responsive than the 737-700 in my opinion. So let's go rogue. I don't think this bit is really suited for airliners. If you see the, if you look at these lights, you know, if it. Anyway, let's just stop here. I'm fine right here. So that was an interesting landing. I don't know what happened. Why all of a sudden it started to decide to go nose down, like on the ILS. That's I don't know if it's a speed thing. But surely that I wouldn't want to be sitting in the back when something happens like that, you know. But yeah, it looks like we did survive. The aircraft is still in one piece. Yes, I see you. External power receptacle, 115, 200 volts, 400 hertz, nozzle light switch, interphone jack, pilot call switch. That's really cool, all these things. I just love this, man. Very nicely delivery. So do we have any passengers in the back now? Actually, totally did not see any passengers this flight. And looking at it like this, we don't, but maybe let's try something else. No one popping in at all. Everybody jumped again. Well, that's just That's just awesome. Well, it looks like we got all this food to ourselves. Alright, man. So that's the 737-600. A little bit smaller than the 700. Once they get us out through here. Oh, we cannot. Over in the internal view. Alright, so that's it. Thank you very much for checking, everybody. And I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.